Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 1 Kings 8:14, Proverbs 29, and Psalm 6. Let's get started. Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes, the leaders of the fathers' houses of the people of Israel, before King Solomon in Jerusalem, to bring up the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the city of David, which is Zion. And all the men of Israel assembled to King Solomon at the feast of the month Ethanim, which is the 7th month. And all the elders of Israel came, and the priests took up the ark. And they brought up the ark of the Lord in the tent of meeting, and all the holy vessels that were in the tent. The priests and the Levites brought them up, and King Solomon and all the congregation of Israel who had assembled before him went with him before the ark, sacrificing so many sheep and oxen that they could not be counted or numbered. And the priest brought the ark of the covenant of the Lord to its place in the inner sanctuary of their house, in the most holy place, underneath the wings of the cherubim. And the cherubim spread out their wings over the place of the ark, so that the cherubim overshadowed the ark and its poles, and the poles were so long at the ends of the poles received in the holy place before the inner sanctuary. They could not be seen from outside, and they are there to this day. There was nothing in the ark except for 2 tablets of stone that Moses put there, where the Lord made a covenant with the people of Israel. And they came out of the land of Egypt, and the priests came out of the holy place, cloud filled the house of the Lord, so that the priest could not stay to minister because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord filled the house of the Lord. And Solomon said, The Lord has said that he will dwell in thick darkness. I have indeed built you an exalted house, a place for you to dwell forever. Then the king turned around and blessed the assembly of Israel. But all the assembly of Israel stood, and he said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, who is in his hand has spoken. All he promised with his mouth to David my father. Since the day that I brought my people Israel out of Egypt, I chose no city out of all the tribes of Israel in which to build a house, that my name might be there. And I chose David to give my people Israel. And it was in the heart of David my father to build a house for the name of the Lord, the God of Israel. Now the Lord said to David my father, Whereas it was in your heart to build a house for my name, you did well that it was in your heart. Nevertheless, you shall not build the house. Your son who shall replace you shall build a house for my name. Nevertheless, fulfilled his promise. And he I have risen in the place of David my father to sit on the throne of Israel, as the Lord promised, and I have built the house and for the name of the Lord, the God of Israel. And there I provided a place for the ark, which is the covenant of the Lord that he had made with their fathers, when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. And I have Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord in the presence of all the assembly of Israel, and spread out his hands toward heaven, and said, Lord God of Israel, there is no God like you in heaven above or on earth beneath. You can covenant and showing status now to your servants who walk before you, though they are, you have kept with your servant David my father. What you declared to him. You declared to him, you spoke with your mouth and with your hand, and fulfilled it this day. And therefore, Lord God of Israel, you for your servant David my father what you promised him, saying, You shall not like a man sit before me on the throne of Israel. If only your sons pay close attention to their way, to walk before me as you have walked before me. Now therefore, God of Israel, let your word be confirmed, which you have spoken to the servant David my father. Help, O God, indeed dwell on the earth. Yet heaven and the highest heaven cannot contain you. How much less this house that I have built. Yet have regard to the prayer of your servant, to his plea, O Lord my God, listening to the cry and to the prayer that your servant prays before you this day. And your eyes may be open night and day toward this house, in the place of which you have said, My name shall be there, that you may listen to the prayer that your servant offers toward this place. Listen to the plea of your servant and of your people Israel. And they pray toward this place, and listen in heaven in your dwelling place. When you hear, forgive. If a man sins against his neighbor and is made to take an oath and come and swear his oath before your altar in this house, then hear in heaven and act and judge your servants, condemning the guilty by bringing his conduct on his own head, and vindicating the righteous by rewarding him according to his righteousness. And your people Israel are defeated before the enemy because they have sinned against you. If they turn again to you and not acknowledge your name and pray and plead with you in this house, then hear in heaven forgive the sin of your people Israel, and bring them again to the land that you gave to their fathers. When heaven is shut up and there is no rain, because they have sinned against you, if they pray toward this place and acknowledge your name, and turn from their sin, and you afflict them, then hear in heaven and forgive the sin of your servants, your people Israel, when you teach them the good way in which they should walk, and grant rain upon your land, which you have given to your people as an inheritance. If there is famine in the land, if there is pestilence or blight or mildew, or locust or caterpillar, if their enemy besieges them in the land their gate, whatever plague, whatever sickness there is, whatever prayer, whatever plea is made by any man or by all your people Israel, each knowing the affliction of his own heart, and stretching out his hands toward this house, And here in heaven your dwelling place, and forgive and act, and render to each whose heart you know according to his all his ways, and that they may fear you all the days that they live in the land that you gave to our fathers. Likewise, when a foreigner who is not of your people Israel comes from a far country for your name's sake, for they shall hear of your great. And then he comes and prays to all this house. Here in heaven, and your dwelling place, and do according to all which the foreigner caused you, in order that all the peoples of the earth may know your name and fear you, and as your people of Israel, and that they may know this house that I have built is called by your name. And call by your name. Make your people go out to battle against the enemy by whatever way you shall send them. And they pray to the Lord toward the sea, that you chased and the house that I built for your name. And hear in heaven and hear their prayer and their plea, and maintain their cause if they sin against you, for there is no one who does not sin, and are not in your anger with them, and give them to an enemy, so that they are carried away captive, to the land the enemy far from you. If they turn their heart in the land to which they are being carried captive, and repent and plead with you in the land they captive, saying, we have sinned and acted perversely and wickedly. If they repent with all their heart and with all their soul, in the land of their enemies who carry them captive, and pray to you toward their land which you gave to their fathers in the sea that you have chosen, and the house I have built for your name, then hear in heaven your dwelling place their prayer and their plea, and maintain their cause, and forgive your people who have sinned against you, and all the transgressions that they have committed against you, and grant them compassion in the sight of those who carry them captive, that they may have compassion on them. And let your eyes be open to the plea of your servant, and to the plea of your people Israel, giving it to them whenever they call to you. We separate them from among all the peoples of the earth to be your heritage, as you declared through Moses your servant, when he brought our fathers to Egypt, out of Egypt, and Lord God. Now Solomon finished offering all this prayer and plea to the Lord. He rose from before the altar of the Lord, where he knelt with his hands outstretched toward heaven, and he stood and blessed all the assembly of Israel with a loud voice, saying, blessed be the Lord, who has given rest to this people Israel, according to all that he promised. Now one word has failed all his good promise which he spoke on Moses' son. And the Lord our God be with us, as he was with our fathers, and he not leave us or forsake us, and that he may incline our hearts to walk on his ways, all his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes and rules, which he commanded our fathers. Let these words of mine, which I wish I had pleaded before the Lord, be near to the Lord our God day and night, and he maintain the cause of his servant, and the cause of his people, and as each day requires, and that all peoples of the earth may know that the Lord is God. There is no other. Let your heart therefore be wholly true to the Lord our God, walking in his statutes and keeping his commandments, as at this day. And the king, and all Israel with him offered sacrifice before the Lord. Solomon offered as peace offering to the Lord 22,000 oxen and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the people of Israel dedicated to the house of the Lord. For there he offered the burnt offering and the grain offering, and the fat pieces of the peace offerings. Because the bronze altar that was before the Lord was too small to receive the burnt offering, and the grain offering, and the fat pieces of the burnt offerings, and fat pieces of the peace offerings. And Solomon held the feast at that time, and all Israel with him, the great assembly from the Hammer to the brook of Egypt. And for the Lord our God 7 days. On the 8th day he sent the people away, and they blessed the king and went to their homes joyful and glad in heart for all the goodness and that the Lord showed to David, servant, and to Israel's people. As soon as Solomon had finished building the house of the Lord and the king's house, Solomon desired to build. The Lord he appeared to Solomon a second time, as he had appeared to him in Gibeon. And the Lord said to him, I have heard your prayer and your plea that you have made before me, and I have consecrated this house that you have built, and I put in my name there forever. My enemies and my heart will be there for all time. And as for you, if you will walk before me as David your father walked, with integrity and heart and uprightness, doing according to all that I have commanded you, and keeping my statutes and my rules, and I will establish your royal throne over Israel forever. And I promised David your father, saying, you shall not lack a man on the throne of Israel, but if you turn aside from following me, you and your children do not keep my commandments and my statutes that I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them. You will cut off Israel from the land that I have given them, and the house that I have consecrated for my name will cast out of my sight. And Israel will become a prophet. It will become a prophet, and by word among all people. And this house will become a heap of ruins. Everyone passing by it will be astonished and will hiss. And they will say, why has the Lord done thus to this land, to this house? And they will say, because they abandoned the Lord, the God who brought their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and laid hold on other gods and worshipped them and served them. Therefore the Lord has brought all this disaster on them. At the end of 20 years in which Solomon had built the two houses, the house of the Lord and the king's house, And Hiram, king of Tyre, had supplied Solomon with cedar and cypress timber and gold. And much as he desired, King Solomon gave to Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee. And when Hiram gave him time to see the cities that Solomon had given him, they did not please him. Therefore he said, What kind of cities are these that you have given me, my brother? So today I called the land of Kabul to this day. And Hiram sent to the king 120 talents of gold. And this he counted the forced labor that King Solomon drafted to build their house in the law, and his own house in the Millah and the wall of Jerusalem, and Hazel and Megiddo and Gaza, and Lower Bethhoron and Baalath, and Tamar and the wilderness in the land of Judah. And all the store cities that Solomon had, and all the cities were his chariots and fours, and the cities were his horsemen, and whatever Solomon desired to build in Jerusalem, in Lebanon, and all the land of his dominion. All the people who left of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, who were not of Israel, not of the people of Israel, their descendants who were left after them in the land. And the people of Israel were unable to devote to destruction. These Solomon drafted to be slaves, and so they are to this day. Now the people of Israel, Solomon made no slaves. These were the soldiers, they were his officials, his commanders, his captains, his chariot commanders, and his horsemen. These were the chief officers who were over Solomon's work, 150 who had charge of the people who carried on the work. Her first order went up from the city of David to her own house that Solomon had built for her. Then he built the Millah. 3 times a year Solomon used to offer burnt offerings and peace offerings on the altar that he built to the Lord, making offerings with it before the Lord. So he finished the house. Solomon built a fleet of ships at Eziah and Geba, which is near Eloth in the shore of the Red Sea in the land of Edom. And Hiram sent with his fleet 7 his seamen who were familiar with the sea, together with the servants of Solomon. And they went to Ophir and brought from there gold for 120 talents. And they brought it to King Solomon. Now when the queen of Sheba heard of the famous Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to test him with hard questions. And she came to Jerusalem with a very great retinue of camels bearing spices and very much gold and precious stones. And she came to Solomon, she told him all that was on her mind. And Solomon answered all her questions. There was nothing hidden from the king that he could not explain to her. And the queen of Sheba had seen all the wisdom of Solomon, the house that he had built with the feet of his table, the seating of his officials, and the attendance of his servants, their clothing, his cupbearers, and his burnt offerings that he offered at his house of the Lord. There was no breath in her. And she said to the king, the report was true, and that I came in my own, heard in my own land of your words and of your wisdom. But I did not believe the reports until I came, and my own eyes had seen it, and behold, half was told me your wisdom and prosperity. You still passed the report that I heard. Happy are your men, happy are your servants who continually stand before you and hear your wisdom. And see the Lord your God who is delighted in you and set you on the throne of Israel. And if the Lord loved Israel, however he has made you king, he may execute justice and righteousness. And he gave the king 120 talents of gold, and a very great quantity of spices and precious stones. Never again came such an abundance of gold, spices as these that the queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. And moreover, the fleet of Hiram who brought gold from Ophir, and brought from Ophir a very great amount of almug wood and precious stones. And the king made of the almug wood supports for the house of the Lord, for the king's house. As the lies and halves of the cedars, no such almug wood has come or been seen to this day. And King Solomon gave to the queen of Sheba all that she desired, and whatever she asked, and signs what was given her by the bounty of King Solomon. So she turned and went back to her own land with the servants. Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold, besides that which came from the explorers and from the business of the merchants, and from all the kings of the west and from the governors of the land. King Solomon made 200 large shields of beaten gold, 600 shekels of gold went into each shield. And he made 300 shields of beaten gold, 3 meters of gold went into each shield. And the king put them in the house in the forest of Lebanon. The king also made a great heavy throne and overlaid it with finest gold. The throne had 6 stairs, and the king's throne had a round top. On each side of the sea were armrests, and 2 lions standing beside the armrests, while 12 lions stood there, one on each end of a step on the 6 steps. Like it was never made in any kingdom. All King Solomon's drinking vessels were of pure gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were pure gold. No more silver. Silver was not considered anything in the days of Solomon. And the king had a fleet of ships in Tarshish at sea, with the fleet of care. Once every 3 years, the fleet of ships of Tarshish used to come bring gold, silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. Thus King Solomon excelled all the kings of the earth in riches and in wisdom. And the whole earth saw the presence of Solomon to his wisdom, and God had put it into his mind. Every one of them brought his present articles of silver and gold, garments, myrrh, spices, horses, and mules, so much year by year. And Solomon gathered together chariots and horsemen. He had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen, and he stationed in the chariot city as the king in Jerusalem. And the king made silver as common in Jerusalem as stone, and he made cedar as plentiful as the sycamore of the shepherd. And Solomon's imported horses was from Egypt, and Kir, the king's shares received from Kir at a price. A chariot could be imported from Egypt, 600 shekels of silver, and a horse for 150. For the size of the king's traders, they were imported to all the kings of the Hittites and the kings of Syria. And King Solomon loved all many foreign women, along with the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, and Hittite women from many nations concerned, with which the Lord said to the people of Israel, shall not enter into marriages with them, neither shall they do with thee, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clung to these in love. He had 700 wives who were princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. When Solomon was old, his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not wholly true to the Lord his God. This was the heart of David's father. And Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. So Solomon did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did not wholly follow the Lord as David his father had done. Then Solomon built a high place with Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, and for Moloch, the abomination of the Ammonites, on the mountains east of Jerusalem. And he did for his foreign wives and made offerings and sacrificed to their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart had turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice. And he commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. He did not keep what the Lord commanded. Therefore the Lord said to Solomon, since this has been your practice, and you have not kept my covenant and my statutes that I have commanded you, I will surely take the kingdom from you and give it to your servant. Yet for the sake of David your father, I will not do it in your days. I will tear it out of the hand of your son. However, I will not tear away all the kingdom. I will give one tribe to your son for the sake of David myself, for the sake of Jerusalem that I have chosen. And the Lord raised up an adversary against Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was of the royal house in Edom, and when David was in Edom, and Joab the commander of the army went up to Jerusalem, he struck down every male in Edom. And Hadad fled to Egypt together with certain Edomites of his father's servants. Hadad still being a little child, they set out from Midian and came from Paran, and took men with them from Paran and came to Egypt, to Pharaoh king of Egypt, who gave him a house, and assigned him an allowance of food, and gave him land. And Hadad found great, and the sister of Tahpenes the queen, and the sister of Tahpenes bore Genubath his son, whom Tahpenes being in Pharaoh's house. And Genubath was in Pharaoh's house among the sons of Pharaoh. When Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and Joab the commander of the army was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, let me depart that I may go to my own country. And Pharaoh said to him, why do you lack with me that you are now seeking to go to your own country? And he said to him, really let me depart. So the God had raised up an adversary to him, Rezin the son of Eliada, who fled from his master Hadad king of Zobah. And he gathered men about him, and became leader of a marauding band after the killing by David. And they went to Damascus and lived there, and made him king in Damascus. He was an adversary of Israel all the days of Solomon, doing harm as Hadad did, and he led Israel and reigned over Syria. Jeroboam the son of Nebat and Ephraim, Zerah, son of Solomon, whose mother's name is Zerubbabel, a widow, as lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the reason why he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built the miller and closed up the breach of the city of David's father. And the man Jeroboam was very able, and when Solomon saw the army was industrious, he gave him charge of all the forced labor of the house of Joseph. And at that time, when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him on the road. Now Ahijah had dressed himself in a new garment, and the two of them were alone in the open country. And Ahijah laid hold of the new garment that was on him. that was on him and tore it into 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, take for yourself 10 pieces. Thus says the Lord God of Israel, I am about to tear the kingdom from the hand of Solomon, and will give it 10 tribes. Because they have forsaken me, and I worship Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Sidonians, Chemosh, the god of Mara, and Milcom, the god of the Ammonites. I have not walked in my ways, doing what is right in my sight, and keeping my statutes and my rules, just as David his fathers did. Nevertheless, I will not take the whole kingdom of his hand, and I will make him rule all the days of his life, for the sake of David my servant, whom I chose, who kept my commandments and my statutes. And I will take for the kingdom out of his son's hand, and I will give it to you 10 tribes, yet to his son I will give 1 tribe. The day of my servant may always have a lamp before me in Jerusalem. See where I have chosen to put my name, and I will take before you, and you shall reign over all that your soul desires. And you shall be king over Israel. And if you will listen to all that I command you, and walk in my ways, and do what is right in my eyes, and I keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, I'll be with you, and will build you a sure house as I built for David, and I'll give Israel to you, and I will afflict the offspring of David because of this, and not forever. So therefore to kill Jeroboam. And Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt to Shishak king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. And all the rest of the acts of Solomon, all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon? And the time that Solomon reigned in Israel, Jerusalem over all Israel, was 40 years. Solomon slept with his fathers and was buried with his mother. And Rehoboam his son reigned in his place. Rehoboam went to Shechem, for Israel had come to Shechem to make him king. As soon as Jeroboam the son of Nebat heard of it, and Jeroboam returned from Egypt. And they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the assembly of Israel came, and said to Rehoboam, your father made our yoke heavy. Now therefore lighten the hard service of your father, and his heavy yoke on us, and we'll serve you. And he said to them, go away for 3 days. For 3 days. And come again to me. So the people went away. Then King Rehoboam took counsel with the old man, who had stood before Solomon, his father, while he was yet alive, and saying, how do you advise me to answer this people? And he said to me, hear a servant to this people today, and serve them, and seek a wisdom, and you answer, and they'll be your servant forever. And he abandoned the counsel that the old man gave him, and took counsel with the young man, who had grown up with him, and stood before him, and he said to him, do you advise that we answer? And he said to me, mind the egg that your father put on. The young man who had grown up with him said to him, thus shall you speak to those people who said to you, your father made our yoke heavy, that you line this for us. Thus you shall say to him, my little finger is thicker than my father's thighs, and now whereas my father lay on your heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, I will discipline you with scorpions. And Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam on the 3rd day, and as the king said, come to him again the 3rd day. And the king said that he will harshly and forsaken the counsel that the old man had given him. And he spoke to him according to the counsel of the young man, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, but I will add to your yoke. My father disciplined you with whips, but I will discipline you with scorpions. So the king did not listen to the people, for it was a time of affairs brought about by the Lord, that he might fulfill his word, which the Lord spoke by Hugh the Shilon, to Jeroboam the son of Nebat. And when all Israel saw that the king did not listen to him, he went and said to the king, what portion do we have in David? You have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, look now to your own house, David. So Israel went to their tents. And Rehoboam reigned over the people of Israel. He lived in the cities of Judah. And he wrote King Rehoboam to Ador, who was taskmaster over the forest of Labour, and Israel stoned him to death with stones. And King Rehoboam hurried to Mount Shari to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel has been in rebellion against the house of David to this day. And when all Israel heard that Jeroboam had returned, they sent and called him to the assembly. He managed to over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, with the tribe of Judah only. And Rehoboam came to Jerusalem. He assembled all the house of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen warriors, to fight against the house of Israel. She restored the kingdom to Rehoboam the son of Solomon, with the work of the house. God came to Shemaiah the man of God, And say to Rehoboam the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and to all the house of Judah and Benjamin, to the rest of the people, thus says the Lord, you shall not go or fight against your relatives. And the people is every man return to his home. Well, this thing is from me, so listen to the word of the Lord, and went home again, according to the word of the Lord. According to the word of the Lord. And Jeroboam built Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim and lived there. And he went out from there and built Peniel. And Jeroboam said in his house, in his heart, now the kingdom will turn back to the house of David, if the people go out to offer sacrifice in the temple to the Lord Jerusalem. And the heart of the people will turn again to their Lord, to Rehoboam king of Judah, and they'll kill me and return to Rehoboam king of Judah. So the king took counsel and made 2 calls of gold. And he said to you, you've gone up to Jerusalem long enough. Behold, your God says, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. He set one in Bethel and the other before he put it down. And the city became a sin. And all the people went as far as there to be before one. He used to be temples on high places, and appointed priests from among all the people who were the Levites. And Jeroboam appointed a feast on the 15th day of the 8th month, like the feast that was in June. And he offered sacrifices on the altar. So he did in Bethel, sacrificing to the God of Abraham. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places that he had made, and he went up on the altar that he had made in Bethel on the 15th day of the 8th month, in the month that he had devised from his own heart. And he instituted a feast in the Hebrews, and went up to the altar to make offerings. And behold, a man of God came up out of Judah by the word of the Lord to Bethel. Jeroboam was standing by the altar to make offerings, and men cried against the altar by the word of the Lord, and said, our altar, thus says the Lord, your son shall be born to the house of David, Josiah by name, and shall sacrifice on you the priests in the high places. He make offerings on you, and human bones shall be burned on you. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign that the Lord has spoken. Behold, the altar shall be torn down, and the ashes of the altar shall be poured out. And the king heard the saying of the men of God, and he cried against the altar at Bethel. Jeroboam stretched out his hand from the altar, seized him, and his hand which he stretched out from the drought, so that he could not draw it back to himself. The altar also was torn down, and the ashes torn out from the altar. And according to the sign that the man of God had given by the word of the Lord. And the king said to the man of God, you tune down the fear of the Lord your God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored to me. And the man of God entreated the Lord. And the king's hand was restored to him, and became as it was before. And the king said to the man of God, come home with me, and refresh yourself, and I will give you a reward. And the man of God said to him, if you give me half your house, I will not go into with you, and I will not eat bread or drink water in this place. So it was commanded me by the word of the Lord, saying, you shall neither eat bread nor drink water, nor return by the way that you came. So he went another way, and did not return by the way that he came to Bethel. Now an old prophet lived in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all that the man of God had done that day in Bethel. He said to their father the words that he had spoken to the king. And their father said to him, which way did he go? And his son showed him the way that the man of God who came from Jericho. And he said to his son, saddle the donkey for me. So they saddled the donkey for him, and he mounted. Then he walked to the man of God and found him under the back. He said to him, are you the man of God who came from Judah? He said, I am. And he said to him, come down with me and eat bread. He said, I may not return with you or go in with you, neither will I eat bread nor drink water with you in the place where it was said to you. And the word of the Lord, you shall neither eat bread nor drink water there, nor return by the way you came. And he said to him, I am a prophet as you are, and the angel spake to you by the word of the Lord, saying, bring him back with you into your house, that he may eat bread and drink water. And he lied to him. So he went back with him and ate bread in his house and drank water. And as they sat at the table, the word of the Lord came to the prophet, who had brought him back. And he cried to the man of God who came from Judah, thus says the Lord, because you have disobeyed the word of the Lord, and have not kept the command, that the Lord your God commanded me, I have come back and have eaten bread and drink water in the place which he said to him, eat no bread and drink water, or your body shall not come into the tomb of your fathers. After he had eaten bread and drunk, he saddled a donkey for the heifer whom he had brought back. And as he went away, a lion met him on the road and killed him, and his body was thrown by him. The donkey stood alongside. The lion also stood beside the body, and behold, men passed by and saw the body thrown in the road, and the lion standing beside the body. And they came and told in the city, and where the old prophet lived. And the man of God and the prophet who had gone back by the way heard of it. He said, it is the man of God who disobeyed the word of the Lord. Therefore the Lord has given him to the one who was just torn into going to one of Wall Street Journal, and he said to his son, "Sell the donkey for me." And they started it, and they were found his body in the lion standing beside the body. And the lion had not eaten the body or torn the donkey. And the prophet took up the body of the man of God and laid it in the donkey, and brought it back to the sea to mourn him, to bury him. And he laid his body in his own grave. And they mourned over him, saying, "Alas, my brother." And after he had buried him, he said to his sons, "When I die, bury me in the grave in which the man of God is buried." And lay my bones beside his own. And saying that, he called out by the word of the Lord against the altar in Bethel and against all the houses of the high places and the cities of Samaria, and shall surely come to pass. After this thing, Jeroboam did not turn from the evil he made priests for the high places again from the people. From all the people, and he ordained to be priests of the high places. And this thing became sin to the house of Jeroboam. So I had to cut off and to destroy it in the face of the earth. At that time, Abijah, the son of Jeroboam, fell sick, and Jeroboam said to his wife, "Arise, disguise yourself, that it may not be known you are the wife of Jeroboam. And go to Shiloh, behold, he said the prophet is dead. And he said to me that I should be king over this people. Take with you 10 loaves, 10 cakes, and a jar of honey too. And go to him. He'll tell you what is to happen to each child." Jeroboam's wife did so. She arose and went to Shiloh and came to the house of Ahijah. Now Ahijah could not see, for his eyes were dim because of his age. And the Lord said to Ahijah, "Behold, the wife of Jeroboam is coming to inquire of you concerning her son. For he is sexless, and thus you shall say to her." And then she came, she pretended to be another woman. And when Ahijah said, "The son of and she came into the door, and he said, "Come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why should you pretend to be another? For I am charged with unbearable news for you. Go tell Jeroboam, thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, because I exalted you from among the people, and made you leader over my people Israel, and told the kingdom away from the house of David, and gave it to you, and yet you have not been like my servant David, who kept my commandments and followed me with all his heart, doing only that which was right in my eyes. But you have done evil above all who were before you, and have gone and made for yourself other gods, and melt images, provoking those and have cast me behind your back. Therefore, behold, I'll bring harm upon the house of Jeroboam. I'll cut off from Jeroboam every male, both bond and free in Israel. And I'll burn up the house of Jeroboam as a man burns up down until it's cool. Anyone belonging to Jeroboam who dies in the sea, the dogs shall eat, and anyone who dies in the open country, the birds of heaven shall eat. As the Lord has spoken. And arise, therefore go to your house, and you enter the sea, he shall die. And all Israel shall burn from it there and bury him. And we hear only of Jeroboam shall come to them, because in him there is found something pleasing to the God of Israel. And the house of Jeroboam, moreover, the Lord raised up for himself a king over Israel. He shall cut off the house of Jeroboam today, and henceforth the Lord will shake Israel as a reed that is shaken in the water, and root up Israel out of this good land that he gave to their fathers, and scattered them beyond the Euphrates. And as they made their ash, provoking the Lord to anger, and he will give Israel up because of the sins of Jeroboam. And she sinned and made Israel to sin. And Jeroboam's wife arose and departed and came to Tirzah, and she came to the threshold of the house, and the child died. And Elisha buried him and burned him, according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke by his servant Ahijah the prophet. And the rest of the acts of Jeroboam, and how he warred and how he reigned, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. And at the time that Jeroboam reigned was 22 years, and he sat with his fathers, and married his son reigned in his place. Now Rehoboam the son of Solomon reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, seeing that the Lord had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. His mother's name was Naamah the Ammonite. And Judah did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and they provoked him to jealousy with their sins that they committed, all the more that their fathers had done. Now they also built for themselves high places of hills, and Asherim on every high hill and under every green tree. And there they were also male cult prostitutes in the land. They did according to all the abominations of the nations that the Lord drove out before the people of Israel. And in the 50th year of King Rehoboam, Shishak the king of Egypt came up against Jerusalem. He took away the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house. And he took away everything. He also took away all the shields of gold that Solomon had made, and the king Rehoboam made in their place a shield of bronze, and committed them into the hands of the officers of the guard, who kept the door of the king's house. And as often as the king went into the house of the Lord, the guard carried them and brought them back to the guard room. And the rest of the acts of Rehoboam, and all they did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam continually, and Rehoboam was split up with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. His mother's name was Naamah the Ammonite, and Abijam his son reigned in his place. Proverbs 29. He is often reproved like ships in his necklace, suddenly be broken beyond healing. And the righteous increase, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people go. He who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. And justice the king builds up the land, and he exacts gifts tears it down, and magnifies his name, and spreads a net for his feet. And evil man is ensnared in his transgression. And a righteous man sings and rejoices. A righteous man knows the rights of the poor, but a wicked man does not understand such knowledge. Scoffers set a city of land, but a wise turn away wrath. If a wise man has an argument with the fool only rages and laughs, and there is no quiet. Lest they see men hate one who is blameless and seek life without a right. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. The ruler listens to false, and the words of his rule will be wicked. The poor and the oppressor meet together. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both, and to the eyes of both. And if the king faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. The rod and reproof give wisdom. The child left to himself brings shame to his mother. And the wicked increase, transgression increasing, and the righteous will look on their downfall. Just being your son, he will give you rest, he will give light to your heart. And there is no prophetic vision, the people cast off restraint. And blessed he who keeps the law. And mere words to serve is not to him, for though he understands, he will not respond. You see a man who is hasty in his wrath is more joyful than for him. Whoever pampers his servant from childhood will win the invite of his head. The man of wrath stirs a strife, and one given to anger causes much transgression. One's pride will bring him life. He who is loudly in spirit will obtain on the partner of the thief has his own life. He hears the curse, but he disgraces nothing. Fear of man lays a snare. Whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. Many seek the face of the Lord, but it is from the Lord that a man gets justice. And this man is an abomination to the righteous, but one whose way straight is an abomination to the wicked. Psalm 6. O Lord, rebuke me not in your anger, nor just when me in your wrath. Be gracious to me, O Lord, for I am languishing. Heal me, O Lord, for I bear in trouble. My soul is greatly troubled, but you, O Lord, how long? Sick turn, O Lord, deliver my life, save me from the sake of your steadfast love. For in death there is no remembrance of the end. Who will give you praise? I am weary with my mourning. Every night I flood my bed with tears. I drench my couch with my weeping. My eye wastes away because of my grief. He grows weak because of all my foes. Depart from me, all you workers of evil, for the Lord has heard the sound of my weeping. The Lord heard my plea, the Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies shall be ashamed and greatly troubled. And they shall turn back and put to shame in a moment. Now this is John, I should not take the Lord's prayer. His very hands of my Father in heaven. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.